7 principles of success we're going to talk about, because I don't know anybody out there that doesn't want to be successful in some way, shape, or form, and that doesn't necessarily mean in business, just in life in general. When you look at successful people, I have 2 things that I know that they have in common, because I have been studying successful people for many, many years, still striving to get there. And one is that they have a long-term mentality. So it's not a short-term fix. You know, there's a lot of quick rich, get rich quick, lose weight fast, all that kind of stuff is very appealing. But the true successful people, you will see they have a long-term strategy. So that's number 1. Second, they have grit. They've got chutzpah, they've got drive, they got tenacity, persistence, whatever you want to call it, they have it. I would say that I actually have it. I've been told that I'm pretty persistent and I don't stop when I want something. So I guess that is the breeding of some sort of success there for sure. Okay, so these are the 7 principles that I have put together for you that I think, and of course that's only my opinion, so you may have your own guide to success, but I hope that some of these may give you some aha moments and maybe help you with yourself. So number 1, what motivates you and sustains you? So there was an interesting, I don't know if anybody has ever seen the marshmallow study. I watched it, it's quite interesting. Google marshmallow study if you haven't seen it. It's about, they put a kid in front of a marshmallow and they see how long that kid can abstain from eating the marshmallow. The whole purpose of the study is delayed gratification. And so we live in a world where instant gratification is, in front of us all the time, and it's very, very tempting. But true success comes with delayed, or learning how to delay your gratification, and maybe saying no to the marshmallows in your life in order to get the big marshmallow at the end. In order to do that and to determine what is going to sustain you is your big why, or what motivates you. And it can't just be, I want to get rich, or I want to get skinny, or whatever it is that, you want to have the best relationship ever. It has to be like really, really an intense why. And a lot of people miss this, and that's why they don't get to their goal, because they don't really know what that why is and what keeps you in it, because there's many, many obstacles that come along the way of success. And if you aren't focused on why you're doing it, then you're probably going to fall off the wagon. All right, number 2, allow the option to reset your expectations. I just actually did this. So who knew that COVID was going to come into the world and mess everything up for us? I'm treating it very lightly, but the truth is that a lot of people are suffering financially, emotionally, many, many ways. And so maybe your goals for this year, because I know that my goals for this year were much higher, and I'm talking about my business sales goals, they were much higher, and just the other day I readjusted them all. So, and you know what? At first I wasn't really okay with doing that, but I'm okay with doing that now. I mean, I readjusted them to a more realistic goal set, and you have to be able to adjust yourself accordingly. So that kind of ties into number 3, throw away the time frames. Number 3, throw away the time frames. I bet you that have heard many, many people say, when I turn 30, I'm going to have this, this, and this in my life, or, and then you turn 30 and you don't have it, and maybe it takes you till you're 45 or 50 or whatever. Does it really matter? I mean, what matters is that you got to your goal in the first place, and that you're proud when you look back at all the achievements and accomplishments that you've had. So try to throw away the time frame. I mean, it's definitely good to have goals, but adjust them accordingly, and forgive yourself if you don't reach them right at the time that you think. It's kind of like that expectation that isn't healthy to have those kind of expectations, because they're self-defeating. Okay, number 4, celebrate wins. Celebrate the little wins. That kind of keeps me in the game. I have been suggested to me by my coach many, many times, journal, journal, journal. And you know what? When somebody says that to me, journal, that just seems like more work to sit down and write, pages and pages of how I'm feeling or what my day was like. So that's not my thing. I did actually just recently find something very cool on a program called Evernote. Evernote Evernote is where I put all my ideas, because I have many of them that pop in and then they leave just as fast. So if I write them down, eventually I get to some of them. But there is a section in Evernote, and by the way, Evernote app is free. There's a section in there for your daily inspiration. So I'm now using it every day. It has 3 basic questions. What were your wins today? What didn't go very well? I can't remember how it's worded. And what can you improve on? So I just briefly kind of go through my day, scan it through my mind, and say, oh, you know, I did this well, I did this well, this great thing happened. Yeah, not so much. Oh, I ate that donut or whatever. I didn't eat a donut, but just using that as an example. Okay, so celebrate your wins however you choose to do that. Celebrate them. Small wins add up. Number 5, let go of emotional burden. So, you know, that person that did something to you once upon a time that you just can't shake, or, you know, you were hurt really badly in your life, you know, by something or someone. And you know, when you're just driving along and you have this reminder of it. And so when that happens, when you remember that pain, force yourself to think of something else, because every time that comes up and you force yourself to think of something else, you're going to move through it. And the truth is that if you don't forgive that, you won't move forward and you won't get to your goals. And so forgiveness is a really big one. Number 6, choose gratitude. So every morning I have in my schedule, and I'm not always diligent about doing this, but I have my gratitudes. Now, I just learned something new about doing a gratitude journal every day. You know, 1 to 3 gratitudes every day. And this is what I learned. There's kind of a little trick. Sometimes people think, oh, well, what should I be grateful for? You know, I'm grateful that I have food today. Well, maybe that's not a great thing to be grateful for. I mean, if you're grateful that you have food, that's great, except that means that it's dependent on somebody not having. So if you think about the reverse of your gratitudes, maybe have something, you know, like I'm grateful for a new day, or I'm grateful for a thoughtful act, you know, that maybe somebody did for you, or I'm grateful for a specific relationship, or you know, an event that you attended, or whatever. There's a million things to be grateful for, but if you can try to avoid being grateful for something that you have that somebody else doesn't, it's probably it'll probably feel a lot better, and it'll project you forward. Gratitudes really enforce purpose and hope, so that you keep going. This is all about the journey and keeping going forward in our lives. And so whatever you know, little things that we need along the way to help, I think are really important. Our 7th and final one, and I know this is a really long live, so I hope that you found this enjoyable. 7 is victor, not victim. So victor, meaning victory, I mean, this is your life. And so the day that you decide that this is your life, and not blaming what maybe you didn't have or did have, or how you were raised, or what horrible event has happened in your life. The minute you actually claim your life as your own is probably going to be the most freeing day that you'll ever have, because that's when you are in charge of the quality of your life moving forward. So I hope that everybody liked my 7 principles of success. I wish everybody success and happiness out there. And I know that with everything going on, you know, we have to adjust things accordingly. So hopefully these words of wisdom will be helpful to you.